I got a good one for this, Evil.
Ooh.
No. Coming up on Verse, Chorus, Verse. Old men, take a look at our podcast. We're a lot like you were. That's next. Hi, everybody. I'm DL. I hope you're doing great. But with me is Evil, Old Man Jimmy. Evil, how you doing, old man?
I like being the old man. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when
It
I
comes
was
with wisdom and a false sense of security.
when I was 29, I was like, it was like the end of the world because I was the old young guy. And then when I turned 30, I'm like, oh, now I'm the young old guy. And I've just sort of like accepted that.
Oh, that's good. That's good, right?
Yeah. Even though now I'm like almost 50 and I'm like, I feel like the young old guy still to this day.
Young old is good.
Yeah.
How have you been since last week? Pretty good. Pretty
So amazing.
feels like, yeah, same,
Feels like just yesterday.
I'm gonna guess
even 10 minutes ago.
Evil, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What do you do when you write a song that's so perfect it becomes the thing that defines you forever, and then you spend the rest of your life trying to escape it because you don't like it?
To have such problems.
Yeah. So part 2 of our album exchange, everybody. If you didn't listen last week, go back and listen to, we talked about Evil had given me Rory Gallagher's calling card, and man,
as a
was
response to this, by the way.
fun.
So
As a response to this,
yeah.
goddamn, that was a fun episode to talk about. It just,
He's okay.
just such a lovable, we just love Rory Gallagher, that's all. Now, DL gives Evil Harvest by Neil Young. Someone that, I don't know, the reason I gave this to Evil is because I could foresee a massive duel of fates going on in Evil's head when listening to an album like this, because I feel like look, maybe the take is that he fucking hates it, but there have got to be a couple things on this album that even if he doesn't like it, he fucking respects it. And that's why I gave this to Evil. I want to see him squirm, pissed off that he has to kind of be okay with something. Did I succeed a little bit, Evil?
1,000%. I have a thesis on this whole fucking album. Instead of the good, the bad, and the ugly, it's the great, the mid, and the what the fuck.
Oh, I love that. I love that a lot. And honestly, maybe not so far off from my take either.
That's fair. I hope so. Because there's some shit on here. I'm just like, what are we doing?
Like,
yeah. But there's also genius, like pure genius on it. So,
okay. That makes me happy. Good. So it's not just going to be
no.
DL has to figure out how to get Neil Young across to Evil. That's good.
No.
Well, here's the thing. God, that's so bad. We'll talk about it later. That I fucking hate that drink. It's kind of fitting for the episode. Well, I've talked a lot about Neil Young on this podcast as a person that really didn't start getting into Neil Young until like 6 or 7 years ago. And one of the things, like I knew Neil Young songs and I knew who Neil Young was and Keep on Rocking in the Free World and all that stuff, but I didn't get into him. I didn't buy Rust Never Sleeps until 4 years ago. Like I didn't become a Neil Young stan until about 4 or 5 years ago.
Sure.
Here's the thing about Neil Young and finding him, quote unquote, when you're older. It fucking speaks to you. Like there are things that he's singing about and playing that just make fucking sense to me, that I feel like I wouldn't have understood at a younger age. So I love that about kind of getting into Neil Young now that I'm older. Evil, you're super old.
Hilarious.
Do you like older dude music? Do you find it, or does it annoy you? Does it annoy, you know what I mean? Like the old guy being the old guy kind of thing. Do you like that, or does it bug you?
It depends on the old guy.
It's also a ridiculous question because he was fucking 26 when he wrote this. 24 when he wrote some songs.
That's actually,
but
that's hilarious.
But this is old guy music.
You got to think about this whole thing very differently now. You're right. Because I mean, if it's old guy Johnny Cash, I'm fucking sold. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about old guy Neil. We're talking about young guy Neil.
We are.
We're talking about young guy Neil talking about being old guy Neil.
Which makes it, I don't know. There's something I love about that.
There's hurts now. God damn it.
Let's talk about the most important part. Look, we need alcohol. Let's talk about the most important part of the night. What are we drinking? I'm going to go first. So I was trying to do something of the times, early 70s, that doesn't fit, but it fucking works. The problem is I forgot that I fucking hate this drink. I hate it. I made a Harvey Wallbanger, which is, it's a screwdriver with, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Gelanio on top.
Yeah, I don't know.
The yellow
I would never
cone
make that
liqueur.
Yeah.
It basically takes a screwdriver and adds botanical sweetness to it, which
gross.
one thing orange juice doesn't. People
More
fucking
sweetness.
love this shit. Yeah, this was the shit in the 70s. It's fucking gross. I do not like it.
70s, great for movies, not so good for cocktails. I have leftovers from previous recording. Spoiler: we record in batch.
Left it out all week.
So
right.
no, I left it out all week. So I've got my Irish whiskey concoction from last week, the second half of it. But to kind of fit the theme, I switched my second pour from Irish whiskey to Michter's American whiskey, because how much more Americana can you be than Neil Young?
God damn it, Evil.
Someone's got to do shit right around here.
Look, okay.
Look at that.
Look. All right.
Look at you.
When you're right, Evil. All right. Fucking okay.
Let's not get out of hand, because I'm going to say some stuff about this that might not be right.
Hey, that's why we do get out of hand, right? The people want whatever. Here's some mixters. Mixters?
Mixters.
We're going to have a problem. Here's some mixters in your eye.
Ooh, here we go. Yeah.
I haven't had mixters in them.
They do shit right.
God, it's good. It's good. Mixters is great.
Have you had their sour mash? I haven't had that yet.
I have not.
Okay. I'm going to get some.
I haven't. I think Michter's small batch is the only Michter's that I've had.
The bourbon?
I don't think I've. Yeah.
Dude. You've had the rye. Please tell me you've had the rye.
No, I don't think I have.
It's one of the better ryes.
No.
Fuck. Oh my God.
I haven't had that many ryes. I think I've had like 3 or 4 ryes. I'm not a rye guy usually.
Me either, but Michter's, I just choked myself.
Died? Edit that out, DL.
Okay. You need to try Michter's rye.
Okay.
But you have to try Michter's American whiskey.
I will.
It's one of my favorite whiskeys. I'm dying over here.
And it's killing you.
Yeah.
It's killing you slowly.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm mad that you beat me on the drink. Ironic. I actually was going to try to find Canadian whiskey. I have no Canadian whiskey. That's a little bit embarrassing too, because I do like Canadian whiskey.
I had a whole take about Canadian whiskey, but I had to not do it. And I'm going to say it because it's funny. The only Canadian whiskey that I keep in stock is Pendleton 20-year.
Okay.
And I keep that because my dad is in the Pendleton Roundup Hall of Fame. And that's sort of have a little nip on his birthday, have a little nip on the day that he passed, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But in general, Canadian whiskey, I know that you're a big fan of the Alberta Premium Rye, which is a rye.
It's so good.
In general, Canadian whiskey is
very sweet.
It's 80 proof and smooth, in quotes, smooth, which sounds like a compliment until you get into whiskey, and then you realize that just means uninteresting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I've drank a lot of Crown Royale in my days when I was younger. That's for sure.
Same here. My mom she liked Chivas and Crown Royale. And
okay.
I do remember having a marble bag when I was in grade school. That was one of the purple pouches from Crown Royal.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yep.
Let me give some context, because Neil Young Harvest 1972, I feel like the time this came out was really important. So I have some context things written out here. Godfather comes out. That
Oh
movie ain't
wow.
bad. Yeah. Nixon, I always forget this. Nixon wins 49 of the fucking 50 states in 72, which is funny. Watergate happens the same year, but nobody cares about Watergate yet. It happened in 72. Nobody cared yet. Let's see. Mark Spitz in Munich, Billie Jean King. Basically, the world's a little bit of a mess. And Neil Young comes out with this album that Neil does this album in Northern California in this gorgeous ranch. Just a kind of a contrast to what the fucking world was going through in early 72. It was pretty fucking crazy. Harvest by Neil Young, Evil. Let's do the friendship test. What do you think is my favorite song on this album?
It's always like playing roulette with you, Russian roulette with you, because I mean, I think like the safe answer would be Old Man, but you're weird and you like obscure stuff. So I'm going to say the opener, Out on the Weekend, just to be.
It's a great pick. It's a good pick.
All right.
Okay. I've got takes on that song.
Yeah.
For you, I picked Needle and the Damage Done. This is the most concentrated piece of songwriting on this album. It's fucking 2 minutes. It's devastating. It's one verse, and it speaks a lot to shit that was gonna keep happening to our heroes for generations and generations. So that's what I'm going with. Yeah, I just think, I don't know. It's such a hard fucking album to guess songs on for multiple reasons. So let's get into this. Released in 1972, Neil Young, again, 26 years old when it released. So he had written these songs when he was 25, 24. Please keep that in mind every time that you listen to Harvest, because it does not make any fucking sense at all. It was recorded in Nashville. It was recorded in the Broken Arrow Ranch in Northern California, Neil Young's ranch, and in London as well with the London Symphony Orchestra. We'll talk about that later, Evil. I want to hear your thoughts on when the first time suddenly you heard a fucking orchestra come on in this album. It was produced by Neil Young with Nietzsche, not the philosopher, Jack.
Yeah.
Henry
He was
Lurie,
a great guy.
Yeah. Stan and Elliot Mazer.
Just kidding.
Evil, obviously. What was your Neil Young experience in your life up until studying for this album?
I mean, Neil Young is interwoven into American culture musically. So
yes,
obviously know who he is. I've heard many of his songs. I like Rockin' in the Free World, like Mirror Ball. I remember like his sort of like resurgence in the grunge era, and I remember that, just like living through that. But I'd never really like, I know he's was part of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and and then
foreshadowing.
Neil Young and Crazy Horse, more foreshadowing. I knew a lot about him, but not like intimately, if that makes sense. Yeah. I've heard so many of his songs, so much of his music, because it's just that's why I picked Michter's. It's Americana.
It is.
He is a staple in the American music industry.
Well, and that's not even speaking to the fucking roster on this album.
Oh, yeah.
You got James Taylor's on it. Linda Ronstadt's on it. Your favorite David Crosby is on it.
Oh, he's such a
Graham Nash.
Good guy.
Like it's just made for Evil.
Yeah.
Really, if you think about it. This debuted at #1 in the US, the UK, Australia, and Norway. It's the best-selling album of 1972, and he called it a mistake. He said it put him in the middle of the road. So then he goes on to make, Harvest Moon and all that stuff. Even when the best-selling album of the year puts you in a place that you don't want to be, I don't know, what do you do? Like what he did is the next album he made, Tonight's the Night, is I don't know if you've heard it, but it's one of the more fucked up albums. Like, it's fucked. That album is, it's just like desolate and depressing as shit and stuff. It's kind of one of those, they could have just he could have come out with another one of these and been rich as shit and set and
Right.
good. And he
Right.
went the exact, he ran from the popularity as fast as he could. In his case, do you respect it, or do you find it to be stubborn?
So, okay, I have an interesting connection to him now because of this album.
Oh, okay.
So most of this was recorded while he was essentially debilitated with like severe spinal issues,
At
which
20,
is, yeah, which I experienced at roughly the same age.
no shit.
So in, I can't remember exactly which year it was. I think it was 2003. It may have been 2002. I I had injured my low back over the years playing sports, doing different things, and I think 2003, I like herniated my L5S1 disc, which is, if for those who are not familiar with biomechanics, that is the bottom, the disc between the bottom disc of your spine and your tailbone, which is supposed to be your tallest disc in your spine because of the support. It is now one of the smallest ones because I completely herniated it.
Wow.
I did it in the gym. It was like a series of events led to like the catastrophe. I had to like crawl down steps. It was the most painful thing I've ever experienced. I was paralyzed in that leg for a while. I took a whole week off of work, laid on a couch on fucking, Vicodin and muscle relaxers, and I couldn't do like a toe raise on that side, my left foot, for 18 plus months.
Jesus.
So I know what the fuck his mindset was kind of like in recording this. And I also know that he probably hated anything he made during that time.
Wow. Wow, that, yeah, and I think you're dead right. He kind of had to change a lot about how he played and the amazing discomfort of when he was playing. Interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's just like stirred up a bunch of old shit of mine
Yeah.
just because of that. Because like when you're a young guy, like, and now you're suddenly debilitated, it seriously fucks with your psyche.
Yeah. I
You know,
can't
a
imagine.
lot of like all of the old man shit on here, like the old man screams at clouds kind of mentality. I get it. I was there. I'm like, what? Because you don't know. You don't know, like, is this going to get better? Like, is this how I am now? Like, I had to have a conversation with a surgeon about, like, is my plumbing going to work?
Mhm.
All right, like, which it was fine, obviously. But
Don't worry,
those are,
ladies. He's
don't
good to
worry,
go.
ladies. It's, yeah. No blue chews needed here. No, it's fine. But at the time, like
No, that's a
it's
crazy
like
good perspective.
it's a lot to deal with for someone whose prefrontal cortex is just barely kind of cooked.
Wow. That's a really good perspective. Because that was one of the things that I most wrestled with studying for this, because I've known this album for a long time. But one of the things that I did wrestle with is what it meant that he was so young when he wrote this.
Right.
As in, like, was he just I fucking hate this expression, but was he an old soul?
Mm-hmm.
Or was he really like going through enough shit? And it sounds like, yeah, he probably was.
It could
Maybe a
be
little bit
like
of both.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of both. Yep.
So here's what I've been kind of sitting with on this. It's, to me, this is like one of the more important American albums ever made. And I don't even know how good it is. Spoilers for later on in the episode. Like, there are two different things between being an important album and being a perfect album kind of thing. And
Yes.
yes, like every song is good to me on here. And for me, there's not a skip on here. The playing is restrained. It's really good. There are perfect songs on here, but it's like, it's weird that Neil Young fucking hates it. It's like somebody creating something. It's like a director creating the perfect movie that you think is your favorite. You know what it is? Weezer creating Pinkerton. And I'm like, holy fuck, I love this. And they come out and be like, I hate that album. It sucks. And you feel like a moron. That's kind of where I'm at with this album. So it's weird. What was your, did you have an immediate take on this album? Did your opinions change as you listened more?
So going in familiar with maybe a third of it, like, and familiar meaning I've heard it forever. Like these are songs that are just like we grew up with. And then the other 2/3 were a mix of like, okay, I get this. And then to my point, the like, what the fuck moments, like what is happening here? And
Which
I
is,
think
it's funny because I'll let you finish, but it speaks to his catalog and where this fits in his catalog.
sure.
Because before this, he did after the Gold Rush. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where like critically, that's the one that the hardcore fans are like, that's the shit. And then after this, he does like the super, like the Nebraska Springsteen stuff. And then he does Rust Never Sleep, which is almost punkish, going into like the Pearl Jam-ish,
Right.
Keep on Rocking in the Free World shit. So it's what you breaking down the album kind of speaks to the catalog a little bit.
Yeah. I think that take that I gave at the beginning, the great, the mid, and the what the fuck, just each of those amplified further. So I'm like, I get why these were the songs that I know. And this other stuff it's just, yeah, it's like, I'll listen to this. I wouldn't skip this if it was on in my morning coffee drinking mix. Like, yeah, that kind of fits that. And then the other stuff, I'm just like, what in the world is going on here?
Yep. No, I agree. And I'll talk more about some of that stuff later in awards and categories, but I very much agree. Neil Young is a really interesting cat. He's no shit, deal. But
yeah,
he's kind of always had, politically, he's always been a little like, you never know which way he's going to go. He did, 7 or 8 years ago, he became this huge like GMO anti fucking like organic farms only dude. He very much does play the part of, I can see it being very easy to look at Neil Young and think that he's just a fucking pretentious liberal musician asshole kind of thing. And I think he kind of plays into that sometimes.
He knows his crowd.
Yeah. He totally does. Which I mean, look, we've been texting. I said I wasn't going to fixate on it. I'm not going to give a big take. And you don't have to give a big one either, because I don't want to make this political.
No.
But we can't not talk about Leonard Skynyrd and Neil Young.
Right.
Because, the Southern Man was in the album before this. They come out with Alabama. He comes out with Alabama on this one. What is if you had to simplify, if you have a take, do you have a take on the whole Neil Young-Leonard?
I 100% have a take.
Good. I want to hear it.
And it's that the rivalry is so incredibly overblown compared to their personal.
I thought you were going to use the word
things.
kayfabe personally. I saw that coming.
But not by them. No.
Nope.
I think that speaks to how incredibly polarized we are in our current sort of climate.
Yes. Van Zandt wore a Neil Young shirt like all the fucking time. Yes.
All the time.
Yes.
And Neil was like, yeah, I went a little hard into the paint on some of those lyrics. And it's kind of cool to be in their song. Like
yes.
This is from an era where people who disagreed on shit actually could be friends.
Exactly. My take on it was basically, and I told Evil last night, I had been thinking about this for like 3 days, and I had a fucking thesis I had like paragraphs. But what I boiled it down to was that I felt Leonard Skynyrd heard a critique of white supremacy, felt it was a critique of Southern identity, and then wrote a song defending the former while thinking they were defending the latter. And that confusion should have just
that's
been
not even
left.
I think that's even not a full take on their position.
Well, here's my problem with Leonard Skynyrd's whole, Like, just shut the fuck up and leave it alone. Dude, this Southern Man is about fucking George
Right.
Wallace, who was a KKK
Yes.
supported governor. Like,
Right.
dude, no, shut the
What?
fuck up.
Well, also in their song in Birmingham, they love the governor. Boo, boo, boo. Like,
Yeah, but
like, yeah,
but
we
shut
don't
the
either.
fuck up.
Sure. Which today is like, that is the of the time take today. Just shut the fuck up. In the 70s, it wasn't.
True. That's a great point. I hadn't thought of that. Can we also, I fucking hate Leonard Skynyrd. I do not like Leonard Skynyrd. So there's an unfair bias here.
Right.
I think, we were talking about how Rory Gallagher in the last episode, like Rory Gallagher, you could just feel his soul in every single song.
Yes.
Leonard Skynyrd is the opposite of that. But Leonard Skynyrd is like the Nickelback of the fucking 70s for me.
Oof.
So sorry, you Southern rockers, you
Ugh.
go listen. There's so much better Southern rock. Come on, guys, get with the program. Should we do awards and categories?
Let's do it. Let's do.
Should we move on before I get shot?
I think you're safe.
Probably. Yeah, so if you listened to the David Crosby Met Award, which is hilariously ironic considering David Crosby is literally on this album. I do have a theme because I did the same thing in Rory. I was able to find the original Rolling Stone review of Harvest by Neil Young. This one, they completely praised Harvest while like barely disguising, like they were kind of disappointed that Neil Young went soft, but it was like really nice, but at the same time calling it safe, which I feel like is exactly what Neil Young thought. It was just interesting finding because Rolling Stone magazine at this time was it. That was like musically, that was what mattered. That was the critic. And it was just interesting to find this piece of the critics thinking the exact same thing that the artist did and running from it in just an era that was so different, where like certain people were like scared to be seen as unoriginal and didn't only care about being famous, like, and rich, which I think he was already kind of rich at this time. So.
I think he was doing okay.
Yeah. Okay. The 70 million Jackson fans can't be wrong, Evil.
Shit. So I in so many places I saw praise for A Man Needs a Maid and how it was the most important track on the album.
Really?
Yes. And how, and like Bob Dylan thought it was great and all, and
I'm sure he did. It's a very Bob Dylan-y type of choice.
All I could think about is Dracula's Lament from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Die.
It's like,
die. I can't. I fucking love that. That's one of my favorite movies of all time is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's fucking, that's the most underrated comedy of all time.
It's so good.
When she shows up to the hotel and she's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I came here to murder you." Holy fuck, that movie is so good. Anyway,
it's amazing. Yeah, like it is like musical theater excess to the point of parody of itself.
And I can't argue that. I can't. That's my biggest question to you and my biggest question to myself in this episode is the Philharmonic shit in this album. It just doesn't compute, right?
It's so jarring.
Yes. And it's
because look, that's the what the fuck in the great, the mid, and the what. That is, those tracks are the complete, like, what is happening?
Well, and that's
what is
the problem
going on here?
That's the problem. Much like we talked about it with Rory Gallagher and live and albums as a concept. A Man Needs a Maid is a fucking insanely brilliant song, but it's right in between Harvest and Heart of Gold. And it's like, where the fuck, what planet are we on right now that this all of a sudden is track 3?
It made me think of, so their Extreme has an album where they do a yours, mine, and the truth sort of theme.
Yes.
And like the yours is the great shit. It's like the new note shredding. And then the mine is sort of these like introspective. And then the truth is like this weird bombastic orchestral shit. And I'm like, if he put all of those tracks towards the end, maybe this would make more sense, but they're just sort of like randomly interspersed in the track list to where I'm just like, my brain explodes when I hear this. I'm like, what is happening? A man needs, like, bro, needed some Percocet and,
Hey,
but at the same time, here's the thing. Here is the thing. At the same time, having gone through what he was going through at the time, I was thinking the exact same thing. I just didn't put it to pen and paper or fucking music and then throw it on an album and release it. And then it became the greatest selling album of that year.
Yeah. Yep.
So to go back to like why he hates this, sometimes would I journal and write to get shit out of my weird twisted brain just to process it?
Yeah.
That is not meant for anyone else but myself. Some of these tracks feel like that.
I love that. Mine is, I don't know how to, mine is that I think that this and spoilers for the end, I think this album is overrated as a full album. And it kind of speaks to what we just talked about.
Yes.
And for all you Neil Young stands that are flipping out, I will qualify this throughout don't worry, but we're finishing strong here. And I listen to this album all the fucking time. We listened to it last night. This is one of the main records that my house listens to on like a Friday night when we're all like, can't decide what to listen to. Let's pop on some Neil Young. And what's funny is even Amanda last night was like, this, like, why all of a sudden is there an orchestra in this? Like, it's like you go from a ranch to being in the London Philharmonic. It's like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And I think I think we're kind of on an island with that, Jimmy. I think people love it and we think it's fucking jarring.
It's absurd is what it is. It's fucking absurd.
I'm saying it again. The songs that like A Man Needs a Maid, I think it's a brilliant song. Like if I'm the structure, I think it's incredible. But this isn't a Philharmonic album. It's not.
No.
What's love got to do with it? I'm predisposed to love this, but in kind of a complicated way. Like Neil Young is one of those artists where your relationship with him is almost entirely about like which version you found of him first, because he has very different versions. I love Harvest. I've always loved Harvest, so I love Folk Neil, but I like Rust Never Sleeps is my favorite Neil Young album, and it is a little more, it's like Bob Dylan Finds Electric-ish kind of thing. But the problem is that and I won't go into detail yet, but there are just certain songs on this album that when they come on, I'm like, there will never be a more well-written song than that fucking song. So it's definitely, I will also, no, I'm not getting into that. I was going to start talking about GMOs. I'm not going to do that. My better half is a microbiologist, and I have thoughts on the whole GMO argument, and I'm not getting into it, but fucking Neil Young is wrong. The Ozzy Osbourne Bathead Award, Evil.
It's the last two tracks, the live tracks. I mean, The Needle and The Damage Done. Like, that's...
Yeah.
You picked that as my potential favorite. That is some really well-written shit. Prescient shit.
Do you think it's been overlooked because it's like so short? Because it's like kind of half a song?
Possibly. But I will say this, like, as a live recording, 1972, holy shit. Like, what an incredible production value for a live recording at that period of time. This is like amazing. Because you hear the audience clap and you're like, what? This is live? What the hell?
Yeah. Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
So
I'll leave that there. That's
No,
spoiler, it's not my favorite track. It is
damn it.
an incredibly well-written song.
It's all right. Mine, look, Neil Young has a slip fucking disc. He can't stand up. He's in like, it hurts him to play his guitar.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? I'm just going to bring in the fucking London Symphony Orchestra. And he flies to London and he records the songs and then he flies back. And neither of those songs, neither of it, what's the other one? There's a World. They're not anywhere close to the best songs on the album. Like, but that is to just be like, I can't play the guitar right now. I'm going to fly to London, play with the London Philharmonic. That's pretty fucking rock star, dude.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
The DMX Mark Lanigan Award, what makes this shit unique, what makes him a rock star, Neil Young, his entire career, he actively tried not to be a fucking rock star. He actively tried not to get, like, whatever you want to call it. Every time he made something that got popular, he was like, fuck, I have to change. I have to do something different. Like, I don't know if it's definitely a personality disorder, but it's also, it's like, where's my notes? I wrote something witty. Where was it? The Sex Pistols told you to fuck off once. Neil Young told you to fuck off every single time he made an album. He actively didn't want you to like him it's super, super fucking weird. What about you?
A Canadian wrote one of the most definitive Americana albums with Nashville session players while simultaneously picking a fight with the American South.
God damn, that's so good. That's so good. That wins. Overrated, underrated, properly rated, Evil.
I think underrated at the time because critics kind of panned this and maybe properly rated today. Like it's got some rose-colored glasses on it looking back.
I agree.
But critics were like A Man Needs a Maid. People were like, what the fuck is this? What is he doing here? And there was a parody of it in the 70s.
Yes.
Rightfully so. My God. Yeah. Like
what was the parody?
I can't. Fuck! I can't remember it. I didn't.
Like a Weird Al sort of thing, or what? Like,
similar? Yes.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah. It was like
That's funny.
Like Weird Al-ish sort of thing happened. Like a SNL Weird Al-ish sort of thing happened.
I think this album is properly rated. I think it's a great album. I think that a lot of the Neil Young stans feel very similar about this as I think what's the opposite of greater than the sum of its parts?
I feel like this is the Neil Young album for people who are not Neil Young fans.
Yeah, I think that's good. And it's funny, 2 episodes in a row, people, that we have talked about albums, artists, whatever you want to say, that it's really hard. Look, I like our structure in our podcast. I think it's well done. I think that this is how I want to do things and how it works. But this is 2 episodes in a row for artists that it's really hard to cover in the mold of give you an album and here it is.
Yeah, you need more context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, if we were to do a dissection of those artists, we'd be fucked. We'd need half a year to do it. So
holy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
If we did Rory and Neil Young dissections, that would be like a whole year of work.
It totally would. And we'd be a different podcast. We'd be,
right.
Guitar, songwriter, guitar, something. Influences and influencees. What did I write down here? Appalachian music, Hank Williams, obviously Bob Dylan, like, let's not be silly. The band. And the band was interesting because the band did this thing, and it's funny that Neil Young does it too because he's fucking Canadian, but the band did this thing that portrayed American music as being, Americana was a place, not a genre. That's how I'd put it. Neil Young was really fucking good at that too. Not quite as good as the band because the band was American, But still, what about you?
Don't fucking appropriate my culture, Neil Young.
Yeah, don't appropriate us Americans.
Like same, like so much samesies. Dylan, Hank Williams, Nashville country, like influencees, like basically every Americana band since
Yes.
Wilco, Ryan Adams, Iron and Wine, Band of Horse. Fuck. So much. Pearl Jam.
Kurt Cobain said this was one of his favorite albums of all time.
That makes sense. He was
so, but no, really, like if you want to understand where like the quieter acoustic Nirvana songs came from, it's shit like this. It really is.
You know, I almost said, well, this was a joke. I don't know if I should say this or not.
You probably should.
I'm going to. I was going to say, well, and then he shot himself, but did he?
Well, hey, we don't know now.
No.
Shit keeps happening.
Right?
Shit. Yeah. I haven't heard about that in a while. Since
it's spicy, man. I think
never mind the bullet sword.
I think he was murdered.
We might have to do a follow-up episode from our season 4 or whatever it was.
I think just per his own perspective, this is not his greatest album. Like I said before, this is the Neil album. Boy, Americana, baby. This is the Neil Young album for people who are not Neil Young fans.
It's the one that made him available. I guess.
It's the best-selling album of the year. I mean, come on. That's some Justin Bieber shit right there.
No, and I said similar, like where Gold Rush is a better album.
I think so too.
Tonight's the Night
with Crazy Horse is a better album.
Yeah. Tonight's the Night is more important. There's other, like, everybody knows this is Nowhere. The musicianship is better than this. It's insane. But he had he couldn't play the guitar.
Right.
So no, it's definitely not his best album, but it just made him accessible. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to be accessible, even though some musicians really don't want to be. No, dude. Seriously, Needle and the Damage Done. It's 2 minutes and 17 seconds. If you can't handle those 2 minutes and 17 seconds, then go elsewhere. It's concentrated songwriting brilliance. Evil, what about you?
Oh, that's a really good answer. I think Heart of Gold.
I know.
Heart of Gold is
yeah. You kind of samesies.
Yeah. Wearing it on your sleeve there.
Needle and the Damage Done was written about Danny Whitten, who was the Crazy Horse guitar player who was severely addicted to heroin, and Young fired him in 1972 and gave him $50 for a bus ticket. And then Whitten died of an overdose that same night.
Oopsies.
Yeah. And Young performed Needle and the Damage Done basically as the opening of Tonight's Tonight as a direct response. So that's more fucking darkness for him. Darkness. Evil. John Prine, Best Lyric Award.
Man.
Agreed.
It's so difficult because I was roughly his age when this was going down with me, to pick the whole concept of a 24-year-old, like going through what he was going through, back injury, like seeing himself as an aging ranch caretaker.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Old Man, Take a Look at My Life. I'm a lot like you were. I know it's cheating.
Who writes that at
bit.
26? Who writes a line like that at 26? That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't work. That has no business being like a something that comes out of a 26-year-old's mouth.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy. Doesn't mean that much to me to mean that much to you. That song's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. John Popper, Best Hook Award. I'm going with the harmonic entrance in Heart of Gold. It's
sold.
It's okay.
Yeah, sold. Same.
I hear it. Every time I hear it, I just stop. And you're so used to, in songs like this, you're so used to that Bob Dylan-y just kind of blowing in and out fucking. No, this is like pointed, like going at it, fucking harmonica, and it's amazing. I fucking love it. Evil, Eddie Van Halen Award.
It's the guitar work in words. Like
Yeah.
that of all the tracks on the entire album, that's the one that grew on me increasingly more and more and more. And it was largely because of the guitar. So
Yeah.
I have to give it to that.
It's Words is really good. I don't know, I don't have the notes in front of me. I don't know if it was, did Ben Keith
I
play
don't,
that?
because that's a live version. So I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure.
Because Ben Keith did the steel guitar too.
Yes.
And the steel guitar through the album is
That was my
fucking,
answer before I switched to Words. Yes.
yeah. That's the sound. That's like what Harvest sounds like to me. Is that
Yeah.
that steel guitar? Muy good. Do, 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 do.
Surfer Rosa.
Yeah, Surfer Rosa Award. I
Boy.
feel
I
like
don't
I'm
even-
not spending enough time on the steel guitar with how good it is in this. I haven't even talked about it yet. Like, yeah, it's.
Do you know that I own steelguitar.org, the domain name?
Dude, that's ridiculous.
I do. I've just been sitting on it because I don't know what to do with it, but I own steelguitar.org.
That's so good. So Neil Young is playing like open tuning through this whole thing again,
Yeah.
because it fucking hurts him to play guitar. And it just builds
Right.
this, like, the steel guitar with that tuning builds this
Fits.
fucking resonance that's, god damn, it's crazy. It's so good. Surfer Rosa Award, it's like you said, it's jarring. Go ahead.
10 tracks. I think, let's save that. There's a song in the latter half that is genius. Those 2 live tracks to close it out are amazing. But it also opens in like a way that I'm like really satisfied with.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
It's the orchestral shit that I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Bob Dylan can go fuck himself. That is not a good decision. I'm sorry.
I think Words, I kind of like that he put Words as the last song,
the
because
very last
Words
song.
Words is the most Neil Young song on this album.
Yeah.
Like traditionally Neil Young, and I like that. I'm interested to hear what your least favorite song on this is.
Man Needs a Maid makes no fucking sense to me.
At all?
No, I mean, as something that you put out for other people to listen to, no.
Yeah.
Everything about it, the lyrics, the orchestral arrangement, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? No, okay. In terms of the mindset of the person who wrote it, yes, I get this. Get being where he was at the time, but that is shit that you don't share with other human beings.
Oh, that's good. It's funny because I said the other orchestral on this, There's a World. There's a World has this feel like, I don't even know.
You're right. That's even worse. It's just not as egregious to me. It's even worse. You're right.
It almost feels like he wasn't sure what he was gonna do. I don't think There's a World is a great song. I just don't.
The intro, the timpani intro. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yes, it does. For me, it doesn't work. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. But now we get into the 3 best songs on the album, and I'm okay with that. Very okay with that. Evil, what do you have as the 3 best songs?
Okay. I have an honorable mention.
Good.
And it is The Needle and the Damage Done, because I think that is an extremely well-written song.
Damn it,
I don't like it is the problem. Like, I don't want anything to do with it, but I think
that's a pretty big problem.
It is a fucking really good song, and it's really well written. I just don't like it.
Fine, I failed. Whatever, I don't care.
Right. I'm gonna go my number 3. Heart of Gold is a great single, but it's not my number 3. My number 3 is Out on the Weekend, the opener.
Wow. Okay.
Because it's like, I can fuck with this. I turn this album on, I'm like, yeah, I can dig this.
Yeah.
And then track 3 hits, and I'm like, what is fucking going on, man? Right. Number 2 is Words. and that's the one that grew on me the most.
Okay. All right. I love
I
that.
I like that he put 2 live, like, this is like feels like a compilation more than
Yeah.
an album, because there's
Yeah.
the orchestral stuff, the last 2 tracks being like live recordings. I don't know. I like that he put that on there, and it grew on me the most. It's in terms of like Stanton Triangle, it kind of like slowly got pulled a little closer to the center there. But the number 1 is like maybe one of the best written songs of all time, and it's Old Man. That is like, that's the genius in my great, mid, and what the fuck. That is the great. Like, when the thing about Neil
Yeah.
Young is when he is on, he's one of the best that's ever done it.
Yeah.
And Old Man is like one of the
It's
best
pretty
ever.
good.
That might be one of his best, if not his best song he's ever written.
It's yeah. So my 3 favorite songs, and I really struggled with this for a reason that I think that you'll probably understand. My number 3 is Needle in the Damage Done. I think it's a perfect song. It's
It's
short,
brilliant. It's
sweet.
brilliant.
It's brilliant. My number 2 is Heart of Gold. Perfect song. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how you don't listen to that at any time and just fall in love with it. My number 1 is Old Man. As you said, it's one of the greatest songs ever written.
Yeah.
And I struggled with this because I'm supposed to be the Neil Young stan, and here I am picking Needle in the Damage Done, Heart of Gold, Old Man. I know what that looks like, but fuck. Like,
They're
I went
good
back.
for a reason.
Yes. Like, they're not like, and these weren't huge, right? I don't know, man. It's just fucking open tuning, and that Heart of Gold beginning, the Old Man beginning, the like whatever the polyrhythms he's doing, and the fucking super short needle. That's my honest answer. That's my honest answer.
Dude, when the banjo
Like,
comes in on Old Man, it's like,
James fucking Taylor.
dude,
And you just don't get more American, especially from a fucking Canadian.
from a Canadian,
Yeah.
gotta set the tone.
Set the tone, boys. Evil. What the fuck are you rating this album?
This is where it gets challenging,
Below
because
that.
I want to give it honestly, I'm like, this is like Evil Jimmy 6, but that feels like I'm going to get just pilloried for doing that.
I don't think you think it's a 6 either. I don't. Maybe you do. Who am I?
There
I'm just a
are
guy.
there are 11 out of 10 songs on here, but then there's just
I agree.
so
I do.
I'm going
I
to,
agree.
from me, and like, I'm a troglodyte, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Hey, I think in the world we live in, it could have been way worse from an Evil Jimmy. That's for sure. I am giving this the exact same score I gave Calling Card. I'm giving it a 9.1. There's better Neil Young. But like, dude, Needle in the Damage Done, Heart of Gold, and Old Man are enough to give any album a 9.1 for me.
I agree with this. Okay, here's my problem: is you a couple of episodes ago talked about rating shit harder than you normally have.
Giving 10s.
Okay,
I'm not going to be given.
I'm
It's
just
going to be hard to
10s.
get a 10. But here's the thing about Harvest too, and like, look, the orchestra stuff. I agree with you. The orchestra stuff is a mess. I still think they're brilliant songs, and I love a lot of songs on this. Like, I do. I think that
yeah, I mean,
know,
going way back to when we talked about Stone Temple Pilots, I gave Plush a higher rating based on some of the songs just being like 12 out of 10s.
yeah.
I get that.
Like, because I go through the lineup. Out on the Weekend, Harvest, Are You Ready for the Country is a fucking great song.
It is a good
Alabama, Words, like, this is a
Alabama's a
fucking
good song.
great album.
There's really good
It's
stuff
a
on
great.
here.
It is. So I'm very comfortable with a 9.1, and I'm very comfortable not giving it a 10. Sorry, Neil Young people. Whatever. That's a perfect hour. We did it. That's Harvest by Neil Young. Evil, what are you doing for the rest of the day?
Crowbar, baby.
Fuck Yeah.
Go watch some Crowbar.
Warm
I
up with
Hate
some
God
Neil
and
Young.
Crowbar. That's like 2/3 of Down, maybe three-fifths of Down. Wait,
Yeah.
thirds?
You're going to like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna go.
Join us next week, everybody. It's me. I'm on my own, and I'm talking Rolling Stones 500 greatest albums of all time. Honestly, the list is not that bad. It's not. Their song list is a fucking atrocity.
A
It's
mess.
just oh my God.
Do you know what album you're talking about? I'm curious now.
The only one that I know that I'm talking about is Big Star, which I love. I love that album. Number one album, I think, is the title, right? Big Star. It's a fucking great album. But there's and then a lot of crap, I think. We'll see. I don't know.
What are you doing
there's
the rest of the day?
dying eggs.
Do you have yeah, I was gonna say, do you have big Easter plans?
Just be hungover and let the kids find eggs. That's basically my plan. Yep.
That's Easter for you.
I'm gonna go have some more Mictors and turn some eggs red or whatever.
There you go.
Everybody, Neil
Go
Young,
listen
Rory
to
Gallagher.
Neil Young and Rory Gallagher, especially
Yes.
Rory Gallagher.
We love you guys. Good night and good luck.